The rupee has had a weak day of trade today. On all sides, it was pushed down. On your screens, as you can see, it has been a 7/10% of a decline coming in. It was only yesterday that the rupee touched a 3-month highs at 61.30, but today 61.90 or thereabouts is where we have seen a closing coming in for the currency. A 2-week close, of course, for the rupee there. Let's get on board. Abhishek Goenka, founder and CEO, India Forex Advisors. Abhishek, hi, welcome. What's your sense now for the rupee? The kind of volatile moves that we have seen in last 24 hours or 2 sessions has been quite baffling.
Yes, Manisha, if you look at the rupee per se, rupee was, holding on to 61.40, 61.50 levels from a long time, especially in the 3-4 last trading sessions. And we have been getting news that, time and again there has been interventions around those areas. And the reason is very simple, in terms of trade weighted basis, the rupee is extremely overbought and extremely getting uncompetitive. Across trade associations, people are lobbying in for export competitiveness, and which is getting lost. I mean, if you compare with the Eurozone, rupee is already 20% strong with regards to US dollar or the Chinese yuan. So typically I do not expect the rupee to go beyond 61, because any levels beyond 61 become super uncompetitive for Indian exports, and overall when the exports numbers are not doing too great, I think 61.5, 61 level should hold on to the rupee. I think rupee has been enjoying the fall in the crude prices and the flows that's been coming in the equity markets, and both have gone up tremendously in the last few sessions. So we expect that there could be a bounce in the crude prices. At the same time, RBI would be holding 61, 61.5 levels. So once we get a confirmation above 62 levels, maybe for a couple of sessions, we can say that possibly 61.40 could be a short-term bottom for the dollar-rupee pair. So we would look at those levels as the kind of bottom in once 62 breaks and holds in the markets.
Vijay, what's your sense? Quite a bit of a decline on the charts today, and you were perhaps expecting the rupee to not appreciate too much.
Absolutely right, Manisha. I was talking about the scope for appreciation of the rupee being fairly limited, and the prompt month futures, which is the February futures on the currency derivative segment on the NSE. I talked about the primary level of 61.90 in case the dollar appreciated. The futures are, of course, beyond that level. So in my view, technically, the roadway to 62.25 to 62.30 is now open, and possibly you are likely to see a little bit of an appreciation of the dollar in the coming 2 trading sessions.
Abhishek, how would you look at the international cues? Because the Indian markets really seem to be following that, and we seem to be all over the place with what Eurozone's doing or the US comments yesterday. The dollar is back on strengthening mode. How would all of that impact the rupee?
So Manisha, the beauty which is happening in the current markets, the things have changed. Earlier when there was risk aversion in the market, the rupee would typically depreciate. And nowadays when there's a risk aversion in the market, the rupee was actually appreciating. So the correlations or the phenomena which was holding in the past has completely changed. But overall in the international markets, I think dollar is likely to remain strong. That's no brainer. They've been looking at hiking rates post June maybe, and but that does not mean that we will not see corrections in between. So we do expect the dollar index, which has gone so strong in the recent past, we could see some declines coming in the dollar, and some up move coming in the euro. So euro, which has been at 1.1 to 1.13, when the entire world is talking about a 1.08, 1.09. I'm getting a feeling that there's a possible correction that is possible in the euro, and we have been studying the printing of the currencies, and we have seen despite the QE happening in the US for a long time, the US dollar actually made 2 sides movement, and which is a similar kind of a case we could see in the Eurozone also. So I would say that probably we should not take a one-sided view that the euro is continuously going to go weak. I think there's going to be times when it's going to get strong, and same for the US dollar. But the overall broad trend, I guess it's US dollar strength, and that's likely to remain.
That in turn, yes, would put some pressure on the Asian currencies, including the rupee as well. But with that, Abhishek and Vijay, we will let you go. Thank you so much for coming by and giving us a sense on the currency space. And with that, it's a wrap on Hot Commodities. But stay tuned for Rush Hour coming up next.